Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why are so many people stuck in the same cycle of life, never breaking free? Why do some individuals seem to rise above the noise while others remain trapped, struggling to escape mediocrity? What is it that holds us back? Here's the harsh truth. It's not about a lack of opportunity, nor is it about being unlucky. It's about the psychological trap that has been designed to keep you poor, weak, and controlled. Yes, this is the game the system plays, and whether you realize it or not, you've been a player since the moment you were born. But here's the good news, you can break free. The first step is understanding how this trap works, how it's been woven into the very fabric of society, and how it influences your thoughts, actions, and decisions every single day. The moment you recognize it, the moment you truly see the strings that have been holding you back, is the moment you start to take control of your life. But don't worry, stick with me through this video, and by the end, you'll not only understand the trap, but also be armed with the mindset and strategies to break free. The reward? The freedom to live on your own terms, to escape the endless cycle of struggle, and to embrace the power of choice. If you stay until the end, you'll know exactly how to take the first step toward breaking free. Because the truth is, freedom is within your grasp. It all starts with choice. Do you choose to stay the same, stuck in the patterns that are holding you back? Or do you choose to rise above, to shatter the illusion, and to become the person you were always meant to be? In a world full of distractions, expectations, and pressures, we are constantly told what to do, how to think, and who to be. Every day, the media, the education system, and even the people around us shape our beliefs, often without us even realizing it. These forces tell us what's normal, what's acceptable, and most dangerously, what we are capable of achieving. They give us a narrow path to follow, a path that keeps us confined to a life of limitation. But the truth is, this isn't normal. The life you've been told to live, the way you've been conditioned to think, is a trap. And it's a trap designed with one simple goal in mind: to keep you weak, poor, and controlled. Because when you're stuck in this mental cage, it's easy for others to control you. It's easier for them to keep you working in your place, afraid to step outside, afraid to take risks, afraid to challenge the status quo. You see, the psychological trap begins with limiting beliefs. The ones you carry in your mind. I'm not good enough. I can't make it. This is as good as it gets. These beliefs are like invisible chains holding you back from even trying to break free. They are thoughts that were planted by a system that thrives on you remaining small. The system thrives when you believe you are limited, when you believe you are nothing more than a cog in a machine. But that is a lie. There's a power within you that goes beyond any limitation society has placed on you. You don't have to follow the path laid out for you. You don't have to be a slave to the expectations others have of you. The real power comes when you realize that the chains you've been carrying are self-imposed. They were never as strong as you thought. The key to breaking free lies in understanding that your circumstances are not your destiny. What society tries to sell you is the illusion that your future is already written, but in reality, you are the author of your life. It is the choices you make today that will shape your tomorrow. Every thought, every action, every decision you make right now is carving the path to your future. It all starts with choice. The choice to stop blaming external forces, the choice to stop following the crowd, the choice to stand up, to step out of the trap, and to start living life on your terms. Because here's the reality: you are capable of more than you've been taught to believe. You have the potential to rise above, to break through barriers that were designed to keep you in place. But none of this will happen if you don't take responsibility for your own life. The world isn't going to give you permission to succeed. The people around you aren't going to hand you the keys to freedom. You must decide to claim it for yourself. You must choose to reject the trap and to redefine who you are and what you can achieve. At this moment, right now, you are faced with a decision. Will you continue to accept the limitations imposed upon you, or will you choose to break free from the psychological chains that have been holding you back? The choice is yours. If you stick with me through the rest of this video, you'll learn exactly how to overcome the mental traps that keep you stuck, how to embrace a mindset that empowers you, and how to take real action toward the freedom and success that you've always dreamed of. You'll realize that the power to change your life has always been in your hands. All you need to do is make the decision to act. Have you ever wondered why it seems like no matter how hard you try, you always end up right where you started? No matter how much effort you put into improving your life, it feels like there's something pulling you back, holding you down. You work long hours, grind day after day, yet there's always something that keeps you from reaching your true potential. It's no coincidence This isn't just bad luck or random chance. There are hidden forces at play, forces that are carefully designed to keep you in place, forces that work behind the scenes to shape your beliefs, your habits, and ultimately your life. These forces are so subtle, so deeply woven into the fabric of society that most people don't even realize they're being manipulated. The truth is, the world is full of systems that govern how we think, how we act, and even how we feel about ourselves. These systems don't just control the obvious aspects of our lives like politics or finances. They influence our mindset, our habits, and our expectations without us even being aware of it. The media, education, advertising, and even the people around you, these forces are carefully designed to shape your reality, often with the intention of keeping you locked in a cycle of limitation. Think about the messages you receive every single day. From the moment you wake up, you're bombarded with information. The news tells you what's happening in the world, the ads tell you what you should buy, the people around you tell you what's normal. These messages create a narrative, a story about who you are and what you can achieve, and without even realizing it, you start to believe that this narrative is your reality. You start to think that this is as good as it gets. But what if I told you that this story is not yours to tell? What if I told you that this narrative has been crafted by others to keep you from realizing your true power? The life you're living, the limits you're facing, the frustrations you're experiencing, they've all been shaped by these hidden forces. They want you to stay in your place, to remain comfortable with the life you've been given, and most importantly, to never challenge the system that keeps you stuck. But here's the thing. You don't have to follow this story anymore. You don't have to play by the rules that were never designed to help you win. The truth is, you have the power to rewrite your own story. You have the ability to break free from the chains that have been holding you back and to create a life that's truly your own. But to do that, you must first recognize how these forces operate and how they've been keeping you small. Take a look at the way the education system works, for example. You spend years in school being taught what to think, not how to think. You're told exactly what subjects are important, what knowledge is valuable, and what career paths you should follow from an early age. You're conditioned to fit into a mold, to follow a predetermined path. But this system doesn't encourage creativity or independence. It doesn't prepare you to break free from the limitations that are placed on you. Instead, it teaches you to conform, to fit in, to follow the crowd. This is where the trap begins. The system wants you to be a good follower, not a leader. It wants you to stay inside the lines, to never question the status quo, and to always play it safe. Because when you're playing it safe, when you're following the rules, you're easy to control. You're easier to manipulate, easier to direct, easier to exploit. The system needs you to stay small because when you stay small, you're not a threat to anyone. But here's the secret. You don't have to play by these rules. You don't have to follow a path that was created for you by someone else. You can choose a different path. You can decide that your life will not be defined by the limits imposed on you by the system. It all starts with understanding that the system is not your friend. It's not there to help you grow or succeed. It's there to keep you in place. Take a step back and think about the world around you. What do you see? Do you see people living their lives with freedom and purpose? Or do you see people struggling, barely getting by, trapped in a cycle of debt, frustration, and stress? Most people are stuck in this cycle because they've bought into the narrative that society has given them. They believe that this is all there is, that this is all they can expect from life. They believe that the system is too powerful to break free from, that the forces keeping them in place are too strong to overcome. But these beliefs are lies. These are the chains that keep you bound to a life of limitation. And once you see the truth, once you realize that the system is not a force of nature but a creation of man, you can begin to take action. You can begin to dismantle these beliefs, to shatter the illusion that has kept you small. The power is in your hands, and it always has been. The question is, are you willing to take it? To break free from the trap, you have to stop accepting the story that society has written for you. You have to stop living in fear, stop worrying about what other people think, and stop following the path that has been set before you. You are not a victim of the system. You are a participant in it. And you have the ability to step out of it whenever you choose. This is the moment when everything changes. The moment when you stop being controlled by the hidden forces. The moment when you decide that you are in charge of your own life. The system has been telling you that you can't succeed, that you're not good enough, that you have to follow the rules. But you don't have to listen anymore. The truth is, you have the power to create your own future. Once you realize this, once you stop being a passive observer in your own life, you'll begin to see the opportunities that were always there. You'll start to recognize the ways you can take action, the steps you can take to break free, and the strength you have to shape your own destiny. The system may have tried to keep you small, but your potential is limitless. It's time to reclaim that power and live life on your own terms. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why do I keep going? Why do you push yourself even when it feels like the odds are stacked against you? It's because deep down you know that there's more to life than what you're currently experiencing. You know that your potential is far greater than what you've been led to believe. But here's the catch. The moment you start to doubt yourself, you begin to lose that power. And once doubt creeps in, it's a lot harder to get it back. Self-belief isn't just a feeling, it's the foundation of everything you do. It's the driving force behind every action you take, every challenge you face, and every goal you set. Without self-belief, you will never be able to break free from the forces trying to hold you down. You may work hard, you may struggle, but if you don't truly believe in your ability to change your circumstances, you'll always stay stuck. The world constantly tells us that we aren't enough. From the moment we are born, we are bombarded with messages about what we can and cannot do. Society tells us to stay in line, to follow the script, to keep our heads down and do what we're told. These voices drown out the one voice that truly matters. The voice inside you, the voice that says you are capable, you are worthy, you are powerful. When was the last time you listened to that voice? When was the last time you trusted yourself completely? We live in a world where self-doubt is encouraged and confidence is often seen as arrogance. But what if you could flip the script? What if you could trust in your abilities so deeply that nothing, not a single obstacle, could shake you? That's the key to breaking free from the system. It starts with realizing that the most important thing you can have in life is confidence in yourself. If you don't believe that you are worthy of success, happiness, and freedom, you will never reach it. Self-belief isn't something that's handed to you by others. It's something you have to cultivate from within. You have to decide deep in your core that you are capable of achieving great things, that no matter what's happened in the past, you have the power to shape your future. But here's the truth that many people don't want you to hear. Your self-belief is under constant attack. The moment you begin to believe in yourself, the world pushes back. It happens in small, almost imperceptible ways. You might hear a comment that makes you question your worth. You might fail at something and tell yourself that you'll never be good enough. You might see someone else's success and feel like you're falling behind. These are all attacks on your self-belief, designed to make you doubt your potential. But here's the secret. These attacks are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you. They are meant to test your resilience, to push you to a point where you either choose to believe in yourself or you allow doubt to take root. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never failed. They are the ones who never let failure define them. They are the ones who keep moving forward no matter how hard it gets. And the reason they keep moving forward is simple. They believe in themselves. Think about it. Every time you doubt yourself, you're giving away your power. Every time you tell yourself that you can't do something, you are locking yourself into a cage. The world has a way of making us feel small, insignificant, and incapable, but this is where you must break free. You must decide that you are not a product of the world's limitations. You are a product of your own potential. Self-belief is the key to overcoming obstacles. It's the reason some people succeed where others fail. It's the difference between someone who keeps going after a setback and someone who gives up. The person who believes in themselves doesn't let a failure define them. They don't let criticism control them. They don't let the opinions of others dictate what they can achieve. They simply keep going. This is why the system works so hard to keep you doubting yourself. If you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. When you trust your abilities, you break free from the constraints that society has placed on you. You realize that you are not bound by the limitations others have set. You are bound only by what you believe is possible. This is the power of self-belief. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts or having a good attitude. It's about a deep-rooted, unshakable confidence that no one can take away from you. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you have the power to create the life you want. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your own reality. But how do you cultivate this kind of belief? It starts with taking action. Every time you take a step towards your goals, no matter how small, you strengthen your belief in yourself. Every time you overcome a challenge, you build confidence in your abilities. And every time you push past a moment of self-doubt, you become more resilient. Self-belief is built through experience. The more you put yourself out there, the more you challenge yourself, the stronger your belief becomes. You don't need to wait for others to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself first. You need to take the first step even when it feels uncertain. You need to trust that the path you're on is the right one, even if you don't know exactly where it will lead. You will face obstacles. You will face moments where it seems like the world is against you. But in those moments, you must hold firm to your belief in yourself. You must remember that your potential is limitless and that you are capable of far more than you've been told. The system will try to make you doubt this, but it can't touch the power that resides within you. The truth is, the world doesn't want you to believe in yourself. It wants you to conform, to play it safe, and to follow the path that has already been laid out for you. But you don't have to play by their rules. You can choose to believe in your own strength, your own vision, and your own future. When you finally decide to trust yourself fully, you unlock a power that the world can't control. You become unstoppable. So ask yourself, how far would you go if you truly believed that anything was possible for you? How much more could you achieve if you stopped doubting your own potential? The choice is yours. When was the last time you truly asked yourself, am I living life on my terms? Or am I just going along with what others expect from me? Most people go through life on autopilot, following a script they didn't even write. They wake up, go to work, pay their bills, and repeat day after day. They do what society tells them is right, never questioning whether it's what they truly want. But if you're reading this, you know that life isn't meant to be lived like this. It's meant for more than a passive existence. The truth is, the world has a powerful way of trapping us. It doesn't use chains or cages, but mental traps. These are beliefs and mindsets that hold us back without us even realizing it. These invisible chains convince us that we're stuck, that we don't have the power to change, or that we have to settle for what's in front of us. This is how the system keeps you in control. It convinces you that you have no choice but to follow the path they've laid out for you. One of the most dangerous traps is the belief that success is something that can only happen to others. You see the wealthy, the successful, the confident people, and you convince yourself that they're lucky or that they somehow have it easier than you. You see their lives from the outside, and the illusion is so strong that you don't realize the truth. They too have struggled. They too have fought through the same battles, but they didn't let those battles define them. They broke free. Imagine if you could see the world through a different lens. What if you could break free from the limiting beliefs that hold you back? What if you could shatter the illusion that you're stuck? The truth is, everyone has the potential to achieve greatness. Everyone has the ability to create their own path. But it takes breaking free from the mental traps that have been instilled in you. One of the biggest mental traps is the idea of playing it safe. Society tells you that to succeed, you must take the safe route, follow the rules, and avoid risk. The people who have truly succeeded in life are the ones who broke away from the safe, predictable path. They didn't follow the crowd, they made their own way. They realized that true growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. The comfort zone is a trap. It lulls you into complacency, convincing you that everything is okay just the way it is. But deep down, you know that's a lie. You feel it, the gnawing sense that there's something more, something bigger waiting for you. But every time you try to reach for it, fear pulls you back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making the wrong move. Fear is the tool the system uses to keep you in line. It convinces you that if you step out of your comfort zone, you'll lose everything. But the truth is, when you take risks, you gain everything. Another mental trap is the idea that you have to wait for the perfect moment. We're often told that success will come when the time is right, when you've learned enough, when you're experienced enough, or when you have the right resources. But the reality is that the perfect moment never comes. Waiting for the right time is just another way to delay your dreams. You will always find an excuse to wait, but waiting only keeps you further from the life you want. Successful people don't wait for things to line up perfectly. They make their own opportunities. They take what they have and do the best with it. It's about making a decision to act, regardless of whether the circumstances are ideal. There's never a perfect time, but there's always a time to start. When you start to see through these mental traps, you begin to realize that the power has always been in your hands. You are not at the mercy of life or circumstances. You are the one who decides what happens next. The moment you break free from the mental chains is the moment you take control of your life. You stop letting outside forces dictate what's possible for you. You stop allowing fear and doubt to hold you back. and you begin to trust that you have the ability to shape your own future. The most powerful tool you have in this world is your mindset. If you believe that you're stuck, that you can't change, then that will be your reality. But if you believe that you have the power to break free, if you believe that you can create the life you want, then that becomes your reality. Your mindset shapes your actions, and your actions determine your results. This is why it's so important to break free from the mental chains that keep you trapped. When you free yourself from the belief that you are powerless, you unlock your true potential. And the truth is, the moment you decide to step outside of the box, to think for yourself and trust your own instincts, you open up a world of possibilities. The world wants you to believe that you need permission to succeed, that you need approval from others, that you need to wait until everything is perfect. But none of this is true. You don't need permission. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need a perfect moment. You just need the courage to take that first step. And once you take that step, you'll see that the chains were never as strong as they seemed. No one can trap you but yourself. And once you realize that, you'll stop playing the victim. You'll stop making excuses. You'll stop waiting for someone to give you permission to live the life you've always dreamed of. You'll take control. And that's when everything changes. The world will try to keep you in a box. It will try to keep you playing by its rules. But when you break free from those mental chains, you become unstoppable. You have the power to choose how you live. You have the power to break free from fear, from doubt, from the expectations of others. The chains that have held you down your whole life, fear, complacency, the belief that you can't do it, are all illusion. You have the key. And when you unlock the door to your own potential, you'll step into a world full of limitless possibilities. The question is, when will you choose to break free? Do you believe you have the power to shape your future? Or do you think your life is just a series of random events? The way you view yourself plays a huge role in the life you live. Your beliefs about who you are, what you deserve, and what you can achieve shape every decision you make. And here's the truth: if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. The world will reflect back to you what you believe to be true about yourself. Too often we're told to be humble, to downplay our talents, and to avoid standing out. We're taught that self-promotion is selfish and that it's better to be modest than confident. But this is a trap. Humility is important, yes, but self-doubt is not. When you don't believe in your own worth, you make it that much easier for others to overlook you or take advantage of you. The world won't treat you like a winner if you don't act like one. It all starts with one thing: self-belief. Believing in your potential is the key to unlocking a life of abundance. It's about knowing deep down that you deserve the best. And this belief isn't just about feeling good about yourself. It's about knowing that you have what it takes to overcome challenges, to fight through setbacks, and to keep pushing forward no matter what. What happens when you start believing in yourself? You become unstoppable. People notice your energy, they see your confidence, they hear the conviction in your voice. The moment you start to trust yourself, you take control of your destiny. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission to succeed. You start making decisions based on what you know is right for you, not on the opinions of others. Self-belief isn't about thinking you're perfect. It's not about thinking you have all the answers or that you're better than everyone else. It's about knowing that you are enough just as you are. It's about accepting your flaws and mistakes but not letting them define you. True confidence comes from understanding that failure is a part of growth. It's not something to be feared or avoided. Every failure is simply a lesson in disguise, a stepping stone toward success. But what holds people back from believing in themselves? It's fear. Fear of judgment. Fear of rejection. Fear of failure. Fear that no matter how hard they try, they'll never be good enough. These fears can be paralyzing. They keep you stuck in a loop of self-doubt and indecision. But fear is a lie. It's a story you tell yourself to stay in your comfort zone. It convinces you that it's safer to stay where you are, even if where you are isn't where you want to be. The truth is, there is no such thing as a safe life. Life is unpredictable. It's messy. And that's what makes it beautiful. The most successful people in the world, they didn't get there by avoiding fear. They got there by facing it head on. They took risks. They stepped into the unknown. They believed in themselves even when everyone else doubted them. You might be wondering, what if I fail? The answer is simple. You will. And that's okay. Failure doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean you should give up. Failure is proof that you're trying. It's proof that you're taking action. Every successful person has failed. The difference is that they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel to push harder, to learn, and to grow. Think about the last time you truly believed in yourself. Maybe it was a time when you accomplished something you didn't think you could. Maybe it was a moment when you took a leap of faith and it paid off. When you believe in yourself, you become a force to be reckoned with. You stop holding back. You stop doubting your abilities. And that's when the world starts to take notice. But self-belief isn't something that comes overnight. It's something you have to practice every single day. It's about telling yourself, I am capable. I am worthy. I can do this. It's about refusing to let the negative thoughts and limiting beliefs hold you back. It's about reprogramming your mind to focus on what's possible, not on what's impossible. Every time you face a challenge, remind yourself that you have the strength to overcome it. One of the most powerful ways to build self-belief is through action. When you take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving your goals. It's not enough to just think positive thoughts or visualize success. You have to do the work. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Every step you take brings you closer to your goals, and with each step, your confidence grows. The more you take action, the more you realize that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is your own mindset. The world is full of opportunities, but it's up to you to seize them. No one is going to hand you success. You have to go after it. You have to be bold. You have to believe that you're worthy of it, even when others doubt you. You have to trust that you have the strength, the intelligence, and the perseverance to make your dreams a reality. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. If you don't believe in your potential, no one else will see it either. When you choose to believe in yourself, you send a message to the world that you are serious about your success. You show up with confidence, with purpose, and with power. And when you show up like that, nothing can stop you. The journey to self-belief is not easy. It takes time, effort, and persistence, but it's worth it. Because when you believe in yourself, everything changes. Your life changes, your relationships change, your opportunities change. You become the person you were always meant to be. And the world will begin to reflect back to you the greatness that you see in yourself. So ask yourself, what would happen if you truly believed in yourself? What would you be able to achieve? The answer is simple. You'd achieve everything, because with self-belief, anything is possible. What is the real cost of playing it safe? Many people choose comfort over risk because it feels secure. They follow the path everyone else is taking, believing that it's the safest choice. But here's the reality. Playing it safe comes at a much higher price than most realize. The truth is, the longer you stay in your comfort zone, the further away your dreams will drift. The more you avoid risks, the more you allow life to pass you by. Playing it safe is like staying in a cage and pretending you're free. You might be physically safe, but you're mentally, emotionally, and spiritually trapped. The longer you stay locked in that cage, the more you lose the ability to live life on your own terms. Comfort becomes a cage. You stop taking chances. You stop growing. You stop evolving. Life isn't meant to be a passive experience. It's meant to be a journey of growth, challenges, and risks. Every great achievement comes from stepping out of your comfort zone and facing the unknown. When you play it safe, you give up the chance to live a truly extraordinary life. You settle for the ordinary, and in doing so, you allow fear to dictate your choices. You let fear decide what's possible, and in doing so, you limit yourself. The cost of playing it safe isn't just the things you miss out on, it's the person you become. When you don't take risks, you begin to believe that you're incapable of more. You begin to think that you don't deserve the life you've always dreamed of. But that's not the truth. The truth is that you are capable of far more than you realize. Your potential is limitless, but only if you choose to step outside your comfort zone and take risks. Look at the most successful people in the world. Every single one of them took massive risks. They didn't stay in the safety of the crowd. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't follow the traditional path. They made bold decisions. They stepped into the unknown, faced challenges, and embraced uncertainty. And because they did, they've created lives far beyond what most people can even imagine. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? The question is, what if you don't? What if the greatest mistake you could make is never taking the chance to begin with? What if you allow fear to hold you back from the life you deserve? The cost of never trying is far greater than the risk of failing. Failure is simply feedback. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. But if you never take the leap, you'll never know what could have been. When you choose to play it safe, you are essentially choosing to play small. You choose the comfortable path, the one with no obstacles, no challenges, and no growth. But that's not where greatness is born. Greatness is born in the struggle. It's born in the face of adversity. It's born when you push past the limits of what you thought was possible and take that first step into the unknown. Imagine where you could be if you stopped playing it safe. Imagine if you started taking risks, small ones at first and then bigger ones as you build confidence. Imagine where your life could go if you stopped letting fear control your decisions. Your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, they're all waiting for you on the other side of that fear. But you have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone to claim them. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that life is about avoiding mistakes, avoiding failure, and staying comfortable. But the truth is, the people who avoid mistakes the most are often the ones who never accomplish anything meaningful. They play it safe, stay in their comfort zone, and wonder why their life feels stagnant. The most fulfilling life isn't one without failure. It's one where you've taken risks, pushed your limits, and grown stronger through the challenges. Every time you take a risk, you expand your capacity. You become more resilient, more resourceful, and more capable of handling whatever life throws at you. When you take risks, you strengthen your self-belief, and that belief propels you forward toward even bigger opportunities. The more risks you take, the more confident you become in your own ability to succeed. The question you need to ask yourself is this: are you willing to pay the price of staying where you are, or are you ready to step into your greatness? Are you willing to risk failure, rejection, and uncertainty in exchange for the possibility of living the life you've always dreamed of? Because the reality is, the cost of playing it safe isn't just missing out on success, it's missing out on the person you are meant to become. Playing it safe might seem easy in the short term, but in the long run it leads to regret. You might look back one day and wonder, what if I had taken that chance? What if I had taken the leap? What if I had believed in myself enough to try? Regret is a far heavier burden than the fear of failure. And the good news is, you don't have to live with that regret. You have the power to make the choice today, to start taking risks, to start stepping outside your comfort zone, and to start living the life you deserve. Life is a series of decisions. Every decision you make today shapes your tomorrow. And every time you choose to play it safe, you decide to put your dreams on hold. But every time you take a risk, you open up the possibility for greatness. You take one step closer to the life you were meant to live. The risk might be scary. The unknown might seem daunting. But the cost of not taking that risk, that's something you'll never get back. Every day you stay in your comfort zone is a day you lose to fear. Every day you avoid taking risks is a day you deny yourself the chance to truly live. So ask yourself, what's the cost of staying safe? What's the price of playing small? The real cost is far greater than any risk you could ever take. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about success is designed to keep you trapped? What if the systems and structures you follow, your job, education, and even the way you live your life are all carefully crafted to keep you in a cycle of mediocrity? The truth is, most of what we know about success isn't about achieving freedom. It's about creating a life where you remain dependent on the very systems that keep you weak. The truth is, the system doesn't want you to break free. It doesn't want you to rise above, challenge the norms, or create your own path. It wants you to stay in line, follow instructions, and conform to the same old patterns. It wants you to believe that success is only for a few, and that the rest of us are just here to work, pay bills, and keep the wheels of society turning. We've all been sold a lie, the idea that to succeed you need to follow the traditional path, get a good education, find a stable job, and work your way up the corporate ladder. But here's the catch. The ladder is rigged. The higher you climb, the more you realize it's not about who works the hardest or who has the most talent. It's about who fits into the system the best. The ones who keep the machine running. The ones who never question the status quo. The system wants you to believe that your worth is measured by your ability to conform. The more you follow the rules, the more you stay within the lines, the more successful you'll be. But ask yourself this, is that really success? Is that really living? Or are you simply existing in a cage built by others? The chains of the system are invisible. They don't look like actual shackles, but they weigh you down in ways you can't always see. You're told to stay in your lane, to be satisfied with what you have, to follow the rules, and while that might feel safe, it's also suffocating. Every time you play by the rules and ignore your own instincts, your own ambitions, you're letting the system control your life. You're allowing your dreams to fade away. Breaking free from the system requires more than just rebellion. It requires self-awareness and an understanding of how the system operates. The system doesn't just control your actions, it controls your mind. It teaches you to prioritize stability, comfort, and security over the pursuit of greatness. It teaches you that your worth is tied to your job, your salary, and the number of hours you spend working for someone else. It conditions you to believe that these things are enough. But deep down, you know they're not. You know you're capable of more. You know that you're not meant to be a cog in a machine following the same steps that millions of others are taking. You're meant for something greater. You're meant to break the chains that keep you tethered to this cycle of mediocrity. But to do that, you have to see the system for what it truly is: a trap. Once you see the system, you can break free from it. It's not going to happen overnight. There's no magic moment when everything changes. But every small step you take toward questioning the system, toward finding your own path, is a step closer to breaking those chains. The first step is recognizing that you don't need to follow the crowd. You don't need to chase a paycheck that keeps you stuck. You don't need to live a life built on someone else's expectations. You need to create your own reality, one where your decisions are based on your own values and goals. The moment you stop following the prescribed path and start carving your own way is the moment the chains begin to loosen. Breaking free also requires mental resilience. The system has been ingrained in your mind for years. It tells you to think a certain way, to act a certain way, to measure success in certain terms. But you can't let these beliefs control you anymore. You have to develop the mental strength to think outside the box, to challenge the conventional wisdom, and to ask yourself, is this really what I want? Is this the life I'm meant to live? You have to be willing to face the discomfort of change. Breaking free from the system isn't easy. It means giving up the safety and stability that have been promised to you. It means facing the fear of uncertainty and risk. But the only way to live a life of true freedom is to embrace that uncertainty. The more you step into the unknown, the more you grow. The more you let go of the false sense of security, the more you begin to realize that real security comes from within. As you break free, you will realize that the only thing holding you back is the fear of leaving what's familiar. The system thrives on your fear. It thrives on your belief that change is too risky, too difficult, or too uncertain. But once you realize that fear is nothing more than an illusion, you can begin to make decisions that empower you rather than keep you small. It's time to stop playing by the system's rules. It's time to stop letting others define your worth, your potential, and your future. You have the power to take control of your life. You have the ability to break the chains that bind you. But it all starts with one simple decision: to no longer accept the limitations of the system and to choose the path of true freedom. True freedom isn't found in a job title, a paycheck, or a stable life built on someone else's terms. True freedom is about living life on your own terms, creating your own opportunities, making your own decisions, and following your own passion. It's about breaking free from the chains that have kept you small and embracing the limitless potential that lies within you. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about freedom in every area of your life, your mindset, your choices, your values, and your future. The more you break free from the system, the more you'll see that the possibilities are endless. You can have the life you've always dreamed of, but only if you're willing to break the chains, step into the unknown, and reclaim your power. The system will keep trying to pull you back. It will keep offering you comfort and security in exchange for your freedom. But the moment you decide to break free is the moment you take back control of your life. The choice is yours. Will you continue to follow the rules that keep you trapped, or will you take the first step toward creating your own path? The chains are only as strong as you allow them to be. Break free and live the life you were meant to live. What if I told you the key to breaking free from the system lies within yourself? That the true power you've been searching for is not something external, but something you already possess. The moment you take responsibility for your life, your choices, and your actions is the moment you unlock the full potential of who you are meant to be. We've all heard it before: take responsibility. But what does that really mean? It means understanding that you are the architect of your own life. Every decision, every choice you make has led you to where you are today. And while it's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or society for your situation, the truth is the power to change is in your hands. This is the first and most important step toward gaining control over your life. Most people feel stuck because they believe they have no control over their lives. They wake up every day to go through the motions: work, pay bills, repeat. But what they don't realize is that they've been conditioned to believe that their circumstances are out of their hands. They've been taught to accept their situation, to be content with the cards they've been dealt. But here's the truth. You don't have to accept the life you're living right now. You don't have to settle for mediocrity, and you certainly don't have to let life happen to you. You are not a passive passenger in your own life. You are the driver, the one who decides the direction, the pace, and the destination. Taking responsibility means looking at your life and saying, I own this. My future is in my hands. It means letting go of excuses and shifting the focus from blame to action. It's realizing that everything you've experienced up to this point was a result of your own decisions, whether conscious or subconscious. The good news is that if you're unhappy with where you are, you have the power to change it. The moment you accept responsibility, you reclaim control. No one can take that away from you. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that other people are to blame for your lack of success. Maybe it's your boss, your upbringing, or your financial situation, but the truth is, no one else is responsible for your life except you. You have the power to change your circumstances, but only if you choose to take ownership. It's about acknowledging that you are the one who has the power to shape your life, your mindset, and your future. When you take responsibility, you stop being a victim of your own story. You stop feeling like things are happening to you, and you start realizing that you are in control of what happens next. This mindset shift is crucial. The moment you stop playing the victim is the moment you step into your power. But taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It doesn't mean that you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It simply means acknowledging that no one else can make the changes for you. No one else can make the decisions that will determine the course of your life. Only you can do that. When you accept responsibility for your life, you also accept that change is possible. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every small step you take toward taking responsibility makes a massive difference. Maybe it starts with something small, making the decision to wake up earlier, changing your daily habits, or starting to learn a new skill. These small choices add up. Over time, they will compound and create a life you never thought possible. This mindset of ownership isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the right circumstances to act. Those moments may never come. The time to start is now, with the resources you have and the situation you're in. The more you take responsibility for your actions, the more control you'll feel over your life, and the closer you'll get to achieving your dreams. Taking responsibility also means letting go of excuses. It's easy to say things like, I'm too busy, or I don't have the resources, but those are just excuses that keep you stuck. The truth, if you want something badly enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. There are no shortcuts to success, but there are endless opportunities when you embrace personal responsibility. If you truly want to change your life, stop waiting for the perfect conditions. The right time is always now. The road to success isn't smooth, and it's not without setbacks. There will be challenges, obstacles, and failures along the way, but the key to overcoming them is taking responsibility for how you respond. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every setback is a chance to show resilience. When you accept that failures are simply stepping stones to success, you begin to see that the obstacles are not there to stop you, they are there to teach you. When you look at your life through the lens of responsibility, you'll see that nothing is impossible. The challenges you face may seem overwhelming at times, but they are simply part of the journey. And the more you embrace them, the more you'll realize that the only true failure is not trying. Taking responsibility also means having the courage to look within. It means facing your fears, your insecurities, and your self-doubt. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am the one who has the power to change my life. Self-responsibility means acknowledging that you are capable, strong, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. You are the author of your own story, and you have the power to write a new chapter whenever you choose. So what will you do with the power that comes from taking responsibility? Will you continue to let life happen to you, or will you step into your true potential? The choice is yours. Your future is waiting. And it starts the moment you decide to take full ownership of your life. This is your moment to create the life you've always wanted. Will you seize it? We all want freedom, don't we? The freedom to live life on our own terms, to do what we love, to have the life we've always dreamed of. But here's a truth many overlook. True freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want, whenever you want. It comes from discipline. The very thing that might seem like a restriction is actually the key to unlocking the life you desire. Imagine being able to wake up every day and know exactly what you need to do to get closer to your goals. Imagine having the strength to push yourself even when your mind is telling you to quit. This is the power of discipline. It's not about restriction or punishment, it's about empowerment. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's the difference between wanting something and actually getting it. Discipline is the foundation of success. It is what transforms wishful thinking into reality. Without discipline, dreams remain dreams. But when you embrace discipline, every action, no matter how small, becomes a step toward your ultimate goal. It's the ability to stick to a plan even when the world is full of distractions. It's the ability to choose hard work over comfort and consistency over short-term pleasure. The misconception that discipline means constant sacrifice or never allowing yourself enjoyment is one that holds many people back. In reality, discipline is about making choices that serve you in the long run. It's about recognizing that in order to live the life you want, you have to make decisions today that align with that future. It's about setting clear intentions and sticking to them even when temptation arises. It's about pushing through the discomfort because you know that what's on the other side is worth it. This process isn't always easy. It requires making sacrifices, staying focused, and doing the things you don't want to do in order to create the life you want. But what's important to understand is that this is not a punishment. It's a form of investment in your future. Each moment of discipline is a step towards something greater, something that will bring you more freedom than you ever thought possible. Consider the most successful people you know or those you admire. What do they all have in common? It's not just talent, luck, or even intelligence. It's their level of discipline. They show up every day even when they don't feel like it. They stick to their routines even when it's hard. And that's what sets them apart. Discipline creates a mindset of success. When you make discipline a habit, you stop depending on motivation to get things done. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is constant. It's the thing that will carry you through when your energy is low or when you feel like quitting. True freedom isn't found in having the ability to do whatever you want. It's found in the ability to make intentional choices, to act according to your values, and to push yourself toward your goals without needing external forces to drive you. Discipline is your personal tool for mastering your life. It's what gives you the strength to not only pursue your dreams, but to achieve them. The discipline to manage your time, energy, and focus is the foundation upon which your freedom will be built. When you take control of your actions, you stop being a passive bystander in your own life. You start being the one who decides where your energy goes and what your time is spent on. Instead of reacting to life, you start proactively shaping it. That's the power of discipline. It's not just about getting things done. It's about taking control of your life and your future. Every choice you make, every action you take contributes to your long-term success. This means that discipline isn't just about working hard. It's also about making smart choices. It's about saying no to things that don't align with your goals, no matter how tempting they may seem in the moment. It's about protecting your time, energy, and focus. And that requires saying yes to the things that will move you closer to the life you want. Imagine waking up every day with a clear plan. No more wondering what you should be doing or wasting time on distractions. Discipline gives you structure, clarity, and purpose. And the beauty of it is that once you start building discipline, it becomes easier and more natural. What once felt like a challenge becomes a habit. What once felt like a sacrifice becomes a powerful tool for personal growth. But remember, discipline isn't about perfection. It's not about being perfect every single day or never slipping up. It's about commitment. It's about showing up for yourself day after day, even when you don't feel like it. There will be setbacks and there will be days when you don't get everything right, and that's okay. What matters is your ability to get back on track and keep moving forward. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is that it cultivates self-respect. When you're disciplined, you're telling yourself that you're worth investing in. You're choosing to honor your goals and your dreams. Every time you stick to your plan, you reinforce your own belief in yourself. You build confidence because you know that you are capable of doing hard things and following through on your commitments. Discipline also creates a sense of accomplishment. Every day that you stick to your routines and make progress, no matter how small, you are achieving something. These small victories add up over time. It's the accumulation of disciplined actions that will eventually lead you to your greatest success. It's not about doing everything at once, but about taking consistent steps toward your vision, one day at a time. When you commit to discipline, you're not just committing to a lifestyle of productivity, you're committing to a life of purpose. Discipline is about living intentionally, and that intentionality is what will bring you true freedom. It's what will allow you to step into your power, take control of your destiny, and live the life you've always dreamed of. The more disciplined you become, the more freedom you will experience, because you will have created the foundation to achieve whatever you set your mind to. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the tool that transforms ambition into reality. And once you realize that discipline is not a restriction, but rather the ultimate form of self-liberation, you will begin to experience a level of freedom you never thought possible. The life you dream of is waiting for you, but only if you're willing to commit to the discipline it takes to achieve it. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by comfort. Everything is at our fingertips, from fast food to streaming services to social media at the swipe of a finger. It's easy to think that comfort is the ultimate goal. After all, who doesn't want to relax and enjoy life without struggle? But here's the truth. Comfort is a trap. It's the very thing that keeps you stuck, and it comes with a price. The price of never growing, never pushing yourself, and never reaching your true potential. The need for instant gratification is stronger than ever. It's the desire to have everything now, without delay. But what happens when we constantly give in to this urge? We end up delaying the things that matter. We put off long-term rewards for the short-term pleasure of instant satisfaction. It's easy to scroll through social media for hours, binge watch an entire season of a show, or eat that junk food when we're stressed. But each of these little decisions has a bigger impact on our future. This is the trap of comfort. It's the habit of choosing what feels good now over what will pay off in the long run. And while this might seem harmless at first, the truth is that comfort keeps you from evolving. It keeps you from stepping into your full potential. It keeps you from chasing the life you deserve. Comfort leads to complacency. When you're comfortable, you stop striving, you stop pushing yourself, you stop growing. The moments of discomfort, the moments that challenge you and force you to grow, are the ones that define you. It's the hard work, the setbacks, and the failures that teach you valuable lessons. They shape your character and build your resilience. Comfort, on the other hand, gives you none of this. It makes you soft, it makes you weak. Comfort is not the path to success. In fact, it's the path to mediocrity. You can't expect to reach extraordinary heights if you're always choosing the easy route. The most successful people didn't get to where they are by staying in their comfort zones. They pushed through discomfort. They learned to embrace the struggle because they knew it would bring them the results they wanted. Success requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to instant gratification for the sake of something bigger, something more important. Think about the moments in your life when you've grown the most. Were they the times when you were coasting, when everything was easy? Or were they the times when you faced challenges head on? The tough moments, the ones that required you to dig deep and push through, are the moments that built your strength. These are the moments that define your future success. Yet, despite knowing this, many of us still fall into the trap of seeking comfort. We justify it by telling ourselves that we deserve it or that we need a break. And while rest and relaxation are important, they should not come at the cost of your progress. The key is balance, knowing when to rest and when to push yourself. The danger lies in constantly seeking the easy path and avoiding discomfort altogether. Instant gratification is the enemy of long-term success. It's the habit of choosing what feels good now without thinking about the consequences. It's the allure of the quick fix, the immediate pleasure, without considering the cost to your future self. But in order to break free from this cycle, you have to learn how to delay gratification. You have to learn how to invest in your future by making decisions today that will benefit you tomorrow. This requires a shift in mindset. It requires recognizing that real growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone and embracing discomfort. It's the willingness to make sacrifices now for the life you want in the future. It's about understanding that the hard work you put in today will pay off in ways you can't yet see. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve your goals, you are saying yes to your future. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are setting yourself up for success. But here's the thing, this isn't easy. Breaking free from the chains of comfort requires a level of self-awareness and self-discipline that many people never develop. It requires the courage to face discomfort head-on and to keep moving forward even when it feels easier to quit. It requires making hard choices and sticking to them even when the world around you is encouraging you to relax and take the easy way out. Yet this is the very thing that will set you apart from the crowd. Most people are content to live a life of comfort. They choose short-term pleasure over long-term success, and as a result, they never reach their full potential. You, on the other hand, have the ability to break free from this cycle. You have the power to say no to instant gratification and to choose discomfort for the sake of your future. You have the power to choose growth over comfort, and that choice will determine your success. This shift in mindset isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process. It takes time, practice, and persistence. But every time you choose to delay gratification, you are taking a step closer to your goals. Every time you resist the temptation to stay comfortable, you are building the resilience and mental toughness necessary to succeed. The cost of comfort is high. It may seem harmless in the moment, but it's the very thing that will keep you from achieving your dreams. The truth is that comfort doesn't bring freedom, it brings stagnation. The path to freedom, the path to greatness, is paved with discomfort. It's paved with sacrifice. It's paved with the willingness to embrace the struggle, knowing that on the other side lies the life you've always dreamed of. If you want to break free from the chains of comfort, you have to start making different choices. You have to start valuing long-term success over short-term pleasure. You have to start embracing discomfort and realizing that it is the key to unlocking your full potential. Only then will you begin to see the results you desire. Only then will you start to experience the true freedom that comes from pushing yourself beyond your limits. The cost of comfort is high, but the reward of growth is priceless. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a cycle of bad habits, constantly telling yourself you're going to change but never following through? It's frustrating, isn't it? You set goals, you dream big, and yet something always seems to hold you back. The truth is, this isn't a random occurrence. This is self-sabotage at work, the hidden enemy within that quietly prevents you from achieving your potential. Self-sabotage can take many forms. It could be procrastination, the habit of delaying tasks until the last minute, even when you know the consequences. Or maybe it's self-doubt, the constant voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy of success. It could be setting unrealistic expectations for yourself only to fall short, reinforcing the belief that you're destined to fail. Whatever the form, self-sabotage is the silent killer of your dreams. Why does this happen? Why do we, at times, stand in our own way, even when we know better? The root of self-sabotage lies in our deep-seated fears and insecurities. On a subconscious level, we may be afraid of success. It sounds strange, but it's true. Success brings change, and change is uncomfortable. It requires us to step outside of what we know, and that uncertainty can be terrifying. For many, it's easier to stay stuck in the familiar, even if that familiarity comes with frustration and disappointment. Self-sabotage often begins with fear of failure. But here's the irony. By avoiding the risks of success, you're actually guaranteeing failure. You prevent yourself from taking the necessary steps toward growth and achievement because you're too afraid to even try. You settle for what's safe and comfortable, even though deep down, you know you're capable of so much more. The problem with self-sabotage is that it keeps you trapped in this cycle of comfort and complacency. It keeps you from facing the fears that are holding you back and from realizing the potential that lies within you. The fear of success is closely linked to our fear of failure. If you've ever failed at something, you know how painful it can be. But failure is not the end. It's an opportunity for growth. Failure teaches you lessons that success can never provide. It teaches you resilience, determination, and the ability to overcome obstacles. When you allow yourself to be afraid of failure, you rob yourself of the chance to grow and evolve. The key to overcoming self-sabotage is self-awareness. You have to recognize the patterns of behavior that are holding you back. It's not always easy, but it's necessary. Start by paying attention to your thoughts and actions. Are you procrastinating? Are you doubting yourself? Are you making excuses for why you can't achieve your goals? These are the warning signs of self-sabotage. Once you identify them, you can begin to take steps to change. Self-sabotage often stems from a lack of self-worth. When you don't believe in your own value, it's hard to take risks and pursue your dreams. You might convince yourself that you're not good enough or that others are more deserving of success than you, but the truth is, everyone has the potential to achieve greatness. Self-worth is not about being perfect. It's about recognizing your strengths and abilities and believing that you are worthy of success, just like anyone else. Another factor that contributes to self-sabotage is perfectionism. Many people believe that they have to be perfect in everything they do, and this creates an overwhelming pressure to succeed. The fear of making mistakes can paralyze you and keep you from taking action. But perfection is a myth. No one is perfect. And the pursuit of perfection only leads to frustration and disappointment. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on progress. Take imperfect action and learn from your mistakes. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Overcoming self-sabotage also requires changing your mindset. You have to stop seeing failure as something to avoid at all costs and start seeing it as a necessary part of the journey. Every successful person has failed at some point. What sets them apart is their ability to keep going despite the setbacks. They understand that failure is not an end but a lesson, and they use it to fuel their next attempt. The path to success is not linear. It's filled with ups and downs, with moments of doubt and fear, but it's also filled with moments of triumph and growth. By recognizing the signs of self-sabotage, you can start taking control of your actions and decisions. Instead of letting fear and doubt hold you back, embrace them. Use them as fuel to push you forward. Every time you take a step, even a small one, you're getting closer to your goals. To break free from the cycle of self-sabotage, you have to be kind to yourself. Recognize that you're human and that mistakes are part of the process. Don't let a setback define you or stop you from moving forward. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. The most successful people aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who keep going no matter how many times they fall. Another powerful tool in overcoming self-sabotage is setting realistic goals. When you set goals that are too big or too vague, you set yourself up for disappointment. Break your goals down into smaller, manageable steps and focus on one thing at a time. This will help you stay on track and prevent the overwhelm that often leads to self-sabotage. Celebrate each small victory along the way, and remember that progress is progress, no matter how small. Self-sabotage is a powerful force, but it's not unbeatable. With self-awareness, a shift in mindset, and a commitment to growth, you can overcome it. The key is to stop seeing yourself as the problem and start seeing yourself as the solution. You have the power to break free from the patterns of behavior that are holding you back. All it takes is the willingness to face your fears, take action, and keep moving forward. When you do, you'll realize that the only thing standing in your way is the person looking back at you in the mirror. The road to success is not without its challenges, but overcoming self-sabotage is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward achieving your dreams. Fear. It's a word we all know too well. It can stop us in our tracks, paralyze us with doubt, and hold us back from stepping into the future we deserve. Fear tells us we're not good enough, that we're not capable, that the risks are too great. But what if fear wasn't the enemy we thought it was? What if, instead, fear could be the catalyst that propels us forward, if only we learned how to face it head on? Fear often feels like an obstacle, something that stands between where we are and where we want to be. And for many, it becomes a reason to hesitate, to wait for the right moment to take action. But here's the truth. The right moment may never come. Waiting for the perfect time to act is an excuse to delay progress. In reality, the right moment is the moment you choose to act. Fear and all. Imagine what could happen if we stopped waiting for perfection and started embracing the process of growth. If we decided that taking action, even imperfect action, is better than doing nothing at all. Fear may always be there, but it doesn't have to control us. The key is to push through it and take action anyway. Fear often comes from a place of uncertainty. We fear the unknown, the things we cannot control. And yet, this fear can be incredibly powerful when used as motivation to take action. When we choose to act despite the fear, we reclaim control over our lives. We take ownership of our decisions and our future. We stop letting fear dictate the terms of our success. One of the most powerful ways to overcome fear is to reframe it. Instead of seeing fear as a roadblock, start viewing it as a sign that you're on the edge of something new. Fear is often present when we are stepping outside of our comfort zone, and that's where growth happens. When we face our fears, we open ourselves up to the possibility of change, learning, and progress. The truth is, we all have fears. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. These fears are part of the human experience, but the most successful people in the world aren't those who never feel fear. They're the ones who acknowledge it, confront it, and keep moving forward despite it. They understand that fear is not a reason to stop, it's a reason to keep going. They take action, even when they don't have all the answers, because they know that progress comes through doing, not through waiting. Taking action in the face of fear is what builds resilience. Each time you push through fear and take a step forward, you become stronger. You build confidence in yourself, your abilities, and your capacity to overcome obstacles. It's through action that you prove to yourself that fear doesn't have to control you. You gain the confidence to keep going even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Another important aspect of overcoming fear is learning to fail forward. Failure is often one of our biggest fears, but it's also one of our greatest teachers. Every time we fail, we gain valuable lessons that help us move closer to success. Failure isn't a reflection of your abilities. It's an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to improve. When you embrace failure as part of the process, fear begins to lose its power over you. To break free from fear, you also have to trust in yourself. Believe that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Trust that you can figure things out even if the road ahead is unclear. Self-trust is the foundation of overcoming fear. When you trust yourself, you trust that you have the skills, the resilience, and the mindset to face challenges head on. This belief in yourself will give you the courage to take that first step even when it feels daunting. It's easy to let fear keep you in a state of inertia. Fear convinces you that it's safer to stay where you are, even if where you are isn't fulfilling. But staying stuck in a place of fear is never the answer. To grow, to evolve, to reach new heights, you have to take action. Action is the antidote to fear. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. It's proof that you're moving forward, that you're not letting fear control you. Taking action is about making a choice. It's choosing to believe in your potential, even when fear tries to convince you otherwise. It's choosing to embrace the unknown, to take risks, and to move forward without knowing exactly how things will turn out. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start moving in the direction of your dreams, step by step. In the face of fear, one of the most powerful things you can do is focus on what you can control. You can control your actions, your mindset, and your response to challenges. You can control the effort you put in, the decisions you make, and the attitude you bring to each situation. When you focus on what you can control, fear becomes less overwhelming. It loses its grip on you because you're no longer giving it the power to dictate your actions. There's also a profound power in shifting your perspective. Instead of seeing fear as a negative force, view it as a signal that you're about to experience growth. Fear is often the result of venturing into new territory, and new territory is where opportunities lie. When you change how you view fear, you change how you interact with it. Fear no longer has the power to stop you. Instead, it becomes a signal that you're on the right path. Facing fear takes practice, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you take action in the face of fear, the more you'll discover that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. You'll realize that fear is not the enemy, it's the sign that you're moving in the direction of your dreams. Remember, fear doesn't define you, your actions do. Every step you take, every decision you make brings you closer to the life you want to live. Fear is a natural part of that journey, but it doesn't have to control your destiny. Embrace it, face it, and take action anyway. By doing so, you'll not only overcome your fear, you'll transform it into your greatest ally on the road to success. Resilience is a skill that we often take for granted. It's the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to rise up after failure, and to keep going when life gets tough. Life doesn't always go as planned. We all face challenges, disappointments, and moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. But it's in these moments of adversity that resilience becomes our greatest asset. Imagine being knocked down by a difficult situation, but instead of staying down, you find the strength to stand back up. That's resilience. It's not about avoiding challenges or never experiencing pain. It's about how we respond when life doesn't go our way. It's about finding the courage to face each day, no matter how hard it may seem, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles in our path. Resilience isn't something we're born with. It's something we can develop over time. Just like any other skill, it's cultivated through practice, patience, and a willingness to face discomfort. The more we experience setbacks and challenges, the more we learn how to adapt, recover, and grow. It's in the process of overcoming obstacles that we build resilience and ultimately our strength. One of the key elements of resilience is mindset. How we think about adversity plays a crucial role in how we handle it. When we view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable problems, we shift our mindset. Instead of feeling defeated, we approach obstacles with curiosity and determination. We ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger from this experience? This shift in perspective transforms the way we handle adversity and empowers us to keep moving forward. Another important aspect of resilience is the ability to adapt. Life rarely unfolds according to our expectations. Plans change, circumstances shift, and things don't always go our way. But resilience is about learning to adjust to these changes and finding new paths to move forward. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong or what we can't control, resilient individuals focus on what they can do next. They remain flexible, open to new ideas, and willing to adjust their approach when needed. One of the biggest challenges to resilience is the fear of failure. Failure can feel like the end of the road, a confirmation that we're not good enough, that we're not capable. But failure is a natural part of the process, and it's often the key to building resilience. When we fail, we don't need to see it as a defeat. We can choose to view failure as a lesson, an opportunity to learn and try again with more wisdom and experience. Each failure is a stepping stone, a building block that helps us grow stronger and more resilient. It's also essential to recognize that resilience doesn't mean doing everything alone. In times of difficulty, it's okay to ask for help, to lean on others for support, or to seek guidance. Resilience isn't about being invincible or unbreakable. It's about having the strength to ask for help when needed and to accept support from others. No one has to face challenges alone. The people around us, whether they are friends, family, mentors, or colleagues, can provide the encouragement, perspective, and resources we need to bounce back stronger. Taking care of yourself is another critical component of resilience. Self-care isn't just about pampering yourself, it's about maintaining your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. When life gets tough, it's easy to neglect your own needs, to push yourself to the limit in an effort to keep going. But to be truly resilient, you need to take care of yourself. This means getting enough rest, eating well, staying active, and taking time to recharge. When we prioritize self-care, we're better equipped to face challenges with strength, clarity, and focus. Resilience is also about perseverance, the ability to keep going even when the path ahead seems unclear or when success feels distant is a hallmark of resilient individuals. Perseverance isn't about rushing to the finish line, it's about staying committed to the journey, even when progress feels slow. Every small step, every bit of effort brings you closer to your goal. Resilience is about embracing the long journey, trusting that each effort is leading you to a better place. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is its ability to inspire others. When you face adversity and continue to move forward, you become a source of inspiration for those around you. Your strength and determination encourage others to keep going when they face their own challenges. Resilience creates a ripple effect, motivating others to persevere and to develop their own strength. When we share our stories of overcoming obstacles, we not only heal ourselves, but also lift others up. In the face of adversity, it's essential to remember that resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's not about pretending that challenges don't hurt or that setbacks don't sting. It's about feeling the pain, processing it, and choosing to move forward anyway. Resilience is about acknowledging the difficulty of the situation while refusing to let it define us. It's about refusing to give up, no matter how tough things may seem. Building resilience takes time and effort, but the rewards are immense. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome adds to your strength. You become more adaptable, more capable, and more confident in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. Resilience allows you to not only survive difficult times, but to thrive in them. It transforms adversity from something to fear into something you can handle, learn from, and grow through. To cultivate resilience, it's important to start small. Begin by acknowledging the challenges you face, recognizing your feelings, and taking one small step forward. Each day, choose to move forward, even if it's just a tiny step. Over time, those small steps add up, and you'll find yourself facing challenges with greater strength and confidence. The journey to resilience isn't easy, but it's worth it. The strength you build along the way will stay with you, helping you navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with grace and courage. Resilience isn't about being unbreakable, it's about being unshakable, no matter what life throws at you. And with each challenge you face, you become stronger, more capable, and more prepared to handle whatever comes next. Change is inevitable. It's something we all face at some point in our lives. Whether it's a shift in our personal lives, our careers, or the world around us, change can feel unsettling. It often brings with it uncertainty, discomfort, and even fear. But what if we saw change not as something to resist, but as an opportunity to grow? Embracing change is not only essential to our personal development, but it also opens the door to new possibilities, experiences, and success. At first, change might seem intimidating. It forces us to step out of our comfort zones, to face the unknown, and to let go of familiar patterns and routines. But change is one of the most powerful forces for growth. Without it, we become stagnant. We may continue to live our lives, but we risk missing out on the potential for new experiences and opportunities. When we embrace change, we open ourselves up to the chance of becoming something better, of becoming the person we're meant to be. Think about how much we learn from change, whether it's a new job, a move to a different city, or a change in our personal circumstances. Each experience brings lessons. Even when the change is difficult or painful, there's always something to learn. This willingness to adapt and learn is what allows us to grow. Instead of focusing on the discomfort or fear, we can shift our mindset to see the lessons and opportunities that come with change. Every change, no matter how small, is a chance to expand our understanding of the world and our place in it. One of the first steps in embracing change is accepting that it is a natural part of life. Resistance to change often comes from the fear of losing control or the discomfort of the unknown. We tend to cling to the familiar because it feels safe, but in doing so, we limit our potential. Change challenges us to adapt, to innovate, and to rethink the way we live and work. When we accept that change is part of the journey, we can face it with a more open and positive mindset. This acceptance allows us to move through life with greater ease and flexibility, making it easier to navigate challenges as they arise. Another key to embracing change is to focus on the opportunities it brings. Every change is a chance to reinvent ourselves, to approach problems in new ways, and to explore different paths. When we look at change as an opportunity rather than a threat, we begin to see the potential for growth and success. Whether it's a career change or relationship change or a change in our goals, each new chapter offers us the chance to build a better version of ourselves. By embracing these opportunities, we set ourselves up for greater achievements and fulfillment. Adapting to change requires flexibility. Flexibility doesn't mean we have to completely abandon our old ways or values, but it means we are open to new ideas and approaches. Life is constantly evolving, and by being adaptable, we make it easier to navigate through the ups and downs. Flexibility allows us to adjust our expectations and plans as needed without getting stuck in frustration or disappointment. When we are flexible, we can find creative solutions to problems, seize new opportunities, and remain calm in the face of uncertainty. Change often requires us to let go of old habits or ways of thinking. This can be one of the most challenging aspects of change. We tend to hold on tightly to what we know because it feels safe, even when it no longer serves us. Letting go can be uncomfortable, but it is often necessary for growth. Just like a plant must shed old leaves to make room for new ones, we must shed old ways of thinking or behaving to make room for new opportunities and growth. Letting go doesn't mean we forget the past. It means we allow ourselves to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. The fear of failure can often accompany change, especially when we're faced with something new or unfamiliar. We fear that if we step into the unknown, we might fail. But failure is not the end. It's a part of the process. Every successful person has faced failure at some point. Failure teaches us valuable lessons. It shows us what doesn't work, giving us the insight we need to adjust our approach and try again. When we embrace change, we also embrace the possibility of failure, but we don't let it stop us. Instead, we learn from it, adapt, and move forward stronger and wiser than before. Another aspect of embracing change is being patient with ourselves. It's easy to feel frustrated or discouraged when things don't go according to plan, but change doesn't happen overnight. We must give ourselves time to adjust, to learn, and to grow. Progress may be slow at times, but that doesn't mean we're not moving forward. Every step, no matter how small, brings us closer to where we want to be. Patience allows us to trust the process and to keep pushing forward even when the results aren't immediately visible. The process of embracing change also involves taking action. Change is not just about accepting what's happening around us. It's about taking proactive steps to shape our own future. Waiting for change to happen on its own often leads to frustration and missed opportunities. Instead, we can take charge by setting new goals, learning new skills, or seeking out new experiences. Taking action in the face of change shows that we are in control of our lives and that we are committed to our own growth and success. Sometimes, embracing change means stepping out of our comfort zones. This is one of the hardest parts of the process. We all have comfort zones, those areas of our lives where we feel safe and confident, but the truth is, real growth happens when we step outside of these zones. Stepping into the unknown can feel uncomfortable, even scary, but it's in these moments that we grow the most. Every time we face our fears and take a leap of faith, we expand our capabilities and open ourselves up to new possibilities. When we embrace change, we begin to see the world differently. We realize that change doesn't have to be something to fear. Instead, it's a chance to learn, grow, and transform into the person we were meant to be. Change helps us evolve into stronger, wiser individuals who are better equipped to face whatever comes our way. It allows us to break free from the limitations we place on ourselves and to create a life filled with endless opportunities. By embracing change, we unlock our full potential and discover the power to shape our own future. So, next time change comes knocking, instead of resisting it, take a deep breath, embrace it, and watch as it opens up a world of new possibility. Perseverance is one of the most important qualities we can cultivate in our lives. It's the force that drives us to keep going when the road gets tough, when the challenges seem insurmountable, and when giving up feels like the easiest option. The truth is, life is not always smooth sailing. There will be moments when things don't go as planned, when obstacles arise, and when we face setbacks. But it's in these moments that perseverance becomes our greatest ally. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go the way you expected. Maybe you failed at something you worked hard for, or maybe circumstances were beyond your control. It's easy to get discouraged in those moments, to feel like quitting is the only option. But if we look at these experiences through a different lens, we begin to see them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Perseverance doesn't mean pushing through every challenge without ever feeling frustration or doubt. It means refusing to give up when things get hard and continuing to take small steps forward, even when the path is unclear. What makes perseverance so powerful is that it's not just about sheer willpower. It's about believing in yourself, even when things feel uncertain. It's about trusting that the work you put in will eventually pay off, even if the results aren't immediately visible. When we persevere, we build resilience. The ability to bounce back from adversity. Every time we face a challenge and keep moving forward, we grow stronger. Each struggle we overcome builds the muscle of persistence, making us more capable of handling whatever comes our way. At times, perseverance may require us to adjust our approach. There's often more than one way to reach a goal, and when things don't go as planned, it's important to be flexible. Being persistent doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over if it isn't working. It means being willing to try new methods, to learn from mistakes, and to keep going until we find a path that works. The ability to adapt and keep trying new things in the face of setbacks is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It's important to understand that success rarely happens overnight. Most people who have achieved great things didn't get there by taking a straight path or by avoiding failure. They persevered through countless failures, disappointments, and challenges. They understood that every setback was an opportunity to learn, not a reason to quit. If we look at the stories of successful individuals in any field, we see that perseverance is a common thread that ties them all together. It's not about being perfect or having everything go right. It's about getting back up when we fall and continuing to move forward. Perseverance also teaches us patience. We live in a world where instant gratification is often expected, but true success takes time. When we persevere, we learn to trust the process. We understand that growth is not always linear and that progress can sometimes feel slow. But every small step forward, no matter how minor, brings us closer to our goals. Patience is a vital component of perseverance because it helps us stay focused on the long-term vision rather than getting discouraged by the short-term challenges. There will be times when it feels like we're running out of energy, when we've given all we can and there's nothing left to give. This is when perseverance becomes even more important. It's easy to push forward when things are going well, but real strength is shown when we keep going despite exhaustion, doubt, or fear. It's in these moments of struggle that perseverance shows us what we're truly capable of. We find strength in places we never knew existed, and we surprise ourselves with our ability to keep going. One of the greatest benefits of perseverance is that it builds confidence. The more we persevere through challenges, the more we realize our own power. Every time we overcome a difficulty, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of achieving great things. This growing self-belief fuels our continued perseverance. The more we face and conquer obstacles, the more we trust in our ability to handle whatever life throws our way. Perseverance is also about surrounding ourselves with the right people. We all need support, encouragement, and accountability on our journey. The people we choose to have around us can either lift us up or bring us down. When we face tough times, the right people, those who believe in us and encourage us to keep going, can make all the difference. They remind us that we're not alone and that our struggles are a part of the process. Having a strong support system helps us maintain our perseverance, especially when we feel like giving up. As we continue on our journey towards success, it's important to remember that failure is not the opposite of perseverance. It's a part of it. Failure doesn't mean we've reached the end. It simply means that we've learned a lesson and are now more prepared for the next step. With each failure comes greater wisdom, and with each challenge comes the opportunity for growth. Perseverance isn't just about pushing forward when things are easy. It's about embracing failure as a part of the journey and using it as a tool to improve. Success is not reserved for those who have the most talent or the best circumstances. It's reserved for those who are willing to keep going, no matter the setbacks. It's for those who are willing to push through the tough times, to keep believing in themselves, and to keep moving forward, no matter how many times they fall. Success belongs to those who refuse to quit, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. When we persevere, we transform our challenges into opportunities, our failures into lessons, and our dreams into reality. It's this unwavering commitment to keep going, no matter the odds, that allows us to break through barriers and achieve the success we've always dreamed of. Perseverance is the key to unlocking our full potential and living the life we were meant to live. So no matter what obstacles stand in your way, remember that success is not just about talent, it's about the determination to keep going even when the road is tough. Keep persevering and you'll see just how far you can go.